Sorry about that. I had to sort a load of the stuff out that I needed for this. But I'm here now. Oh, well, I mean, I was until both my cameras stopped working. Right, okay. I promise I had sorted this out before I started streaming. Just decided that I'm not allowed. So that's fine. It acknowledges the existence of one of the cameras, just not the other one. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay, I have one. Can I get the other one? Yes, I can. Okay. I'm glad you woke up. A friend needed you. Jeez. What friend needs you at 1 in the morning? That's no friend. In fairness, I've got a mate of mine who's always awake early, but that's because he works until really late. Funny how things work out, I suppose. These glasses are filthy. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Vision is fairly useful. I have insomnia. Oh, okay. Beyond fair. My gym mate has insomnia. Which is the only reason we met to begin with. Just the times I usually go are not sane. And he goes just as something to do since he's, already awake. So yeah, funny how things work out. Right. So, had a little poke at the silicone. It seems fine. So I choose to believe it is fine. I already have bugs in here. Are you kidding? It's the same massive wasp as yesterday. My guy, I have half the door open. Stop. No, stop. Get out. Vacate. What is your problem? God's sake, man. I'm telling you, it's this time of year. Bugs. Nothing but bugs. On. Actual pain. do you mean power surge? It's been fine the rest of the time. Why is it not fine now? Alright. Guess that webcam is still scuffed. Try to do nice things. Imagine that. Right. I'm going to use the same tactic that I used yesterday with this garage door. Bugs don't seem to come through this. They only seem to come through the other one. So I guess I'll try and use that to my advantage and close the other door. Not remotely annoying. Alright. Let me try and kill this. And then this one. If it'll let me fix it. No. No, it won't. Awesome. I don't understand. Genuinely, I don't. One minute it's fine, the next minute, nope. Not allowed. Ugh, that's a really dodgy image. But there's genuinely nothing I can do about it at the minute. I can only apologise. Okay. Oh, is it going to connect to chat? Or is it going to ban me from that too? Because at the minute, it looks like I can't view chat either. Let me try restarting my app. Like, can you imagine if my life depended on this? You'll be in out of chat for a bit. You know what? Works out. Apparently I will too. You do whatever you gotta do. Fine by me. I gotta have a look at where I'm gonna put things. Maybe I'll whack chat over here. But at least I have some space for stuff over here. I don't need this anymore because this was just a rolling pin. So let's see. Is this still working? It is. Good. Oh, that's a plus. Yes. Alright. That seems to be working. So I'm going to turn it off for a second. Just because it upsets me the whole time it's on and I'm not actually using it. Then I've got to look at my thing. Where can I put you? That is vaguely sensible. Do that. Okay. I so don't have the space for that. Mm, no. Trying to figure out the space is going to be interesting. Maybe I have this over here somewhere. Or way up. Where I could have had another camera view, but no. No one was allowed. Okay. Yeah, I can mix it up over there. And then bring it back over here, I guess. I'll just read the thing as far as how to mix it. That's probably fine. Oh, no, camera's frozen again. Never mind. What is going on? I swear this whole thing is actually cursed. Well, since it's being a whiny little bitch about it, let me try and move it so that it's over here instead. That way I can keep it kinda, sorta out of the way. Why are you leaning? What is the reason? Stop leaning. Uncalled for. Right. If it works from here, then actually I might be able to free up a little bit of space. Put stuff elsewhere. Right. Nope, not that. Let's try unplugging it and plugging it back in again for the third time in 20 minutes. Thus far, I have managed to achieve nothing. Pretty cool. Super down with that. Okay. That is a view. It's not the best, but I'm kind of limited on what I can do here. Which is only slightly frustrating, but that's fine. Where is my tray of stuff? The tray of stuff is here. At least I can then have my tray of stuff next to me. That feels like a net plus. And then I do have a little bit of space here that I could use for actually mixing stuff up. But then I'm kind of reluctant. I don't particularly want to spill anything. Might angle this down slightly without it freaking out. I can. Maybe I bring this down a bit. And then I can take it. I still can't really see much. You can kind of see it. Ah, good enough. Good enough. Whatever, I guess. Okay. Now, that seems like an okay size of thing. Yeah. This is cured enough that I don't need to concern myself with it a whole bunch, so that's fine. Now, I trust myself, but I'm still going to roll my sleeves down for this because I don't enjoy the idea of getting resin on my person. So I'm going to read the instructions and mix a thing, basically. Do it on cam. If I could set up the other one. But no. Catalyst ratio 1%. Okay. So 1 gram for every handy. Okay. And then what percent is this? We added it 1 or 2% of resin. Okay. Cool. So comes with a little syringe, which is nice. Okay. We try and open this big old tank of stuff. Ugh, of course. Why would I be able to open the lid on anything today? Come on. Oh, there's a jar opener here. Yo, okay, hang on. Let me cook. In front of my face. This could be huge. No. Thought this was going to be a great idea. It does nothing. Cool. Am I just doomed to suffer here? Because I feel like I might be. I swear I'm not just a weak little bitch. These things are agonizingly difficult to open for no reason. What can I use? I'm in a garage full of tools. I must be able to use something. What about this? This looks like a lid grippy thing. Yeah, it totally is. Okay, awesome. Nice. It is. Alright. How on earth was I supposed to do this without tool assistance? Am I turning it the right way? I genuinely have no idea. This is absurd. This should not be that difficult to open. It's actually cutting up the inside of this lid opener, which is ridiculous. Yeah, it should be toward me. It's just choosing not to be. This is so frustrating, good god. Why? Why won't you open? I swear these things are only ever a problem when I'm trying to live stream something. There must be an easier way of doing this. This is ridiculous. Aha, ha 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 ha, ha, yes, alright. Gotcha. Alright. Lid opener thingy worked. So huge. God's sake, so unnecessary. Okay, this still working? It is. Ugh. Christmas miracle. I'm literally drawing the direction it opens on the lid. Because that was wildly inconvenient. Alright. I don't want to mix up too much at once, but also I'm going to need quite a lot. So maybe I'll do 202 grams. I want to keep it in increments that I can understand with my tiny brain. So let's say I do that. Ah, the screen went dark. That's so unhelpful. One of these days, I'll have an easy time. I don't know when, but eventually. So I'm literally looking for 2 grams of this. Apparently. I'm sure I can acquire more syringes. Maybe that's something I should have done when I was on Amazon this morning. Just picked up a bunch. Sorted that out with my friend. I started struggling to stay awake. Use all available tools at your disposal for this. Yeah, no, beyond fair. I don't expect you to stay awake, to be honest. If they're still working, it is. Yeah, like I really don't expect you to stay awake. I'm mixing stuff up off cam because I couldn't get the other camera to work. Oops. Stick that back in there. No, I don't trust these gloves. So I spent a long time trying to open that lid. So if there's a split anywhere, I'm going to be very upset. Let me grab some more. Me another camera, yes. It sucks. I don't understand. It's been fine this whole time. And then the one time it would be useful to actually have another view. Nah. Nah, nah, nah. None of that. And on the plus side, I have a delicious cup of blue-green, which I'm just gonna swish for a while, I guess. Don't know how long to swish it for, because, you know, clear catalyst. So it looks to be going kind of greeny, so maybe I just swish it until it goes green. I know not. Now, presumably, you stick some of this down on the thing first, then saturate this, and then stick it on top. Yours blue-green, it's gonna look cool. Yeah, it definitely will. Yeah, it's going kind of greeny, so I'm assuming that means the catalyst is mixing properly. I just don't want to start messing with it until it's in a good position. Looks to be pretty okay, in fairness. Yeah, it's going kind of mostly greeny at this point. I can really show it off particularly because, lighting. Okay. The typing makes no sense. Can't tell if that's me or my phone. For about a minute each pour of catalyst and resin. Okay. Coolio. Checks out. So, I've got a bunch of pre-cut, well, I say cut, pre-torn stuff that I'm inclined to just kind of mess around with, really. See what happens. We shall see. So I'm going to pour a bunch of this in my paint tray and more or less do what I've done in the past. And if I make you cringe, then I can only apologize. Why does my Fitbit think I'm doing exercise right now? Oh, maybe it's the stirring. Maybe it's the stirring. Because I'm definitely not. So, why am I bothering to pick this off? I'm literally about to stick more on here. Who cares? Right. Drench it. You got it. I have no idea how well the camera picks any of this up, but there you go. Favorite part about working with this kind of material, drenching it. Fair play. Entirely fair. I wonder. Okay. Let me try whacking a chunk on here. Okay. I'm gonna whack more in under here as well. Already pretty covered. But I want to make sure. Oh, don't fall over. I should have seen that coming. Right, that's going to be a problem. Attempt to fix that before it becomes more of a problem. There we go. Right. I'm going to try and tear up some smaller bits, I think. I think I need to accept my fate as far as my hands coming away from this coin. All things considered. Yeah, I definitely need more in there. I think I need to be a little bit more aggressive with this. I think I'm being too conservative, which is fairly typical of me, to be honest. Grab another one of these. Moment stepping to hold the brush at 90-degree angle from the part and do a jabbing motion. Okay. Stab the thing. Got it. I need more resin. Definitely need more resin. That's better. Alright. Okay. Getting better. Gradually. Let me see. Can I get away with a longer bit? Probably. As long as the thing itself is coated in stuff first. And I reckon I can probably get away with whacking on a bigger bit. That's going to be too dry as it is at the minute. Resin, come save me. Another thing, when applying resin, there's no need to go like drench it. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the benefit of that now. Definitely. Okay, that one went on better. Probably because I actually drenched it. Who knew? Almost like that was the obvious solution from the beginning. And this is the part where I remember why everything was a mess the last time I did this. I have to come to terms with the fact that this is going to be my reality today. It's going to be a mess. I have to get over it. That is just the way this is going to be today. Okay. It'll always be a mess, no matter what's done. It's just part of the process. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely getting that vibe. In spite of the chaos, I'm actually kind of a neat freak. So stuff like this is just ugh to me. I know a lot of people think, oh yay, mess, fun. Nah, not for me. I mean, I suppose there are exceptions. I'm one of those people like to start with, absolutely not. But as soon as like the gloves are off, like as soon as I get a little bit messy, then it's like, oh okay, fine. If you're gonna be like that, and then I'll just be ridiculous about it. So yeah, and I feel like that's gonna be what this ends up being, realistically. This kind of mess also pick um lot something me out just because of the feeling of some parts, such as resin all over gloves, fiber sticking to gloves. Yeah, no, it's going to bother me. But I'm just going to have to take the L on that front. Suck it up, deal with it. That's what I'm gonna have to do. God, there's so much residual nonsense. Okay, more resin. I'd sod it, do it all. Because what does it really matter? It don't. Right, that's probably fine. God, the absolute mess. So not me. My playlist is gonna have to be the thing that gets me through this. I'm making it sound like it's worse than it actually is. I hate this kind of mess. Like, it's honestly not an issue. I just make it an issue. Get in there, yeah. Screw it. Let's do a big piece. Oh, ick. I see. I see. Yeah, no, ick is definitely the word for this. Definitely, definitely is. Again, it's not like it's actually that bad. I just don't enjoy it. Like, I enjoy what it is and the function it serves. I just don't. I don't like the mess. Okay. Progress is being made. I'm just mad about it. At least by the end of all this, I'll uh, I'll have a functional mold, which is pretty huge, to be fair. Eh, I can whack some of this in this little gap. Yeah, that's not bad. Not great, but it's better than wasting anything. Again, because I have to be a freak about it. I've got so much of this stuff, like it genuinely doesn't matter. This is just from what I had left over from my last project, and I have another unopened roll of it, just chilling out of frame. I don't know why I feel the need to be as conservative with everything as I am. Here we are. Oh, well, that just disintegrated. That's fine. I can still whack it on here. Who cares? Okay, I'm definitely going to need to go mix some more resin. To the surprise of no one. Just dump the remainder of this resin down here because I don't have much resin on this bit. So I feel like that's probably going to end up being helpful. Okay, well, my gloves are covered in crud. I do believe there's no more advice I can give, so I'll leave you for now. Well, fair enough. From what I can see, without physically being there, you're doing an amazing job. That's incredibly kind of you. Have a good morning. Head back to sleep. You do that. Thank you for helping me out. Very much appreciated. And I'll probably be here when you wake up anyways. So, sleep well. And thanks again. And catch you on the flip side. I'm going to mix some more resin. Once I've given up on the idea that my gloves will end up clean. Let me try and mix up some more this time. Probably going to be helpful. So if I said, what, 300 this time? I elect to believe that's close enough. Gonna have to get another bin bag going at some point. Okay. The lid's back on everything. And then swish this around for a while, I guess. It starts off blue, then kind of goes green. Greeny-ish. Kind of sort of green. Alright. How many bits have I got? I can justify. Yeah. Let's do some bigger bits. Because I'm going to be here for 1,000,001 years. That one of those. Grab this. I'll move these over here for a minute. I think my life's gonna be easier if I do this. Yeah. I think it might be. Jesus, uses up a lot of resin in one go. Okay. So I need to do something down here, because at the minute there's just nothing. So let me cook. Okay. Alright. Progress. Definitely progress. I think this might be the strat. Just going in with bigger bits, really. I think this is going to be the play. I kind of don't want to be spending all day doing this, you know? Not really. Not if I can help it. I've got other things I really ought to see to. I'm not going to say my time is limited. Especially on days off. You'd think it'd be more so on work days, but no. Days off are the kickers. Because that's when time is more precious. But then priorities, and that's why I'm here as I am currently. But I got a couple of bits and pieces I need to mess about with. Okay. grab another large piece. Why not? I now see why so much resin was all over this thing. Because you kind of can't really help it, if I'm honest. Now, I remember that being the case last time as well, but I forgot to what extent. Whack this one in down here. I have to do this for so many pieces. Oh my god. I'm glad I'm starting this sooner rather than leaving it till later. That was the original plan. I was like, oh, I'll leave this till a bit later on in the year. No. No, that would have been a terrible idea. So I've actually got half a chance of making something kind of cool this time. Since I've allowed myself the time. In a frankly stunning turn of events. Right. Or resin, dang it. Again, this needs to go down here, really. There's not enough coverage down there at the minute. Okay. Or kind of longish bits. Let's go with that. I want to whack this in down here because it fits this curve, and that makes me happy. What other kind of straight bits have I got? I want to take care of some of the edges. And do the edges matter that much? Probably not. Let's just take another fairly big bit, I guess. Again, I don't want to get in down here. Okay, what else have I got? Fairly decent sort of corner bit. Might as well use it as such. Question is, what corner? Let's just go up here again, screw it. Edges matter. That's a big bit, but it's too big with the resin I've got left. So I'll do a strip instead. Screw it. And I'll take it along this top bit, because that's not getting an awful lot of attention at the minute. Feel like it should. I'm going to whack some more big bits on top, in fairness, which will then contend with some of that. Air bubbles, I'm not super pressed over because this is just a jacket for a mold. But I still want to do a decent job, so I'm still going to get in there and finesse everything. Kinda. Alright. This is a nice big bit. I choose this. Again, the middle just not been receiving an awful lot of attention this whole time. So I shall change that. My Fitbit definitely thinks I'm doing exercise right now. It just buzzed me. Quite funny. Wish I could hook up Pokemon Go to my Fitbit. Because I'm not going to be covering any kind of distance today. But if my Fitbit reckons I'm doing steps, then that works to my advantage. Fine, be like that. Where am I putting you? Probably up here, to be honest. Get in here. Why not? I feel like I need more big bits. But I'll work with the bits that I have currently. And then I'll change my gloves before I try and fish out any other bits from my stash. Whack you in here. Why not? Okay. What other bits have I got? Mostly kind of scrappy bits, that's the thing. Gotta try and think what else I can do once all of this is sorted out. Because realistically, I'm kind of stuck. I ordered more silicone while I was gone. So that's a plus. I can't mold anything else till all of this is cured and done its thing. These are all just tiny scraps. So objectively, they're just not of any real use. This one I can do something with. Whack this on here. Suppose that's where the straight edge ones come in handy. Typically they're not useful because, having a frayed edge means there's more opportunity for things to interlock. So realistically, it's not that helpful. Speaking of not being helpful, I feel like I'm kind of lifting some of this away here, rather than actually pushing it in. I might whack some of these scraps down just to plug a gap. Again, I'm not super worried because it's just a jacket. Only purpose is to be a stiff outer. The thing underneath that does matter. I'm kind of just like, it's whatever really. But at the same time, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing properly. So if I can facilitate that, then epic. If I can't, then meh. But if I can, then epic. Right. My hands are covered in crud, so I'm gonna take these gloves off. I'm gonna put some new gloves on. And then I'm gonna see what other scraps I've got at my disposal. What have I got? Let's see. Do I have any strips? Not particularly. It's just kind of folded in on itself, but that's no biggie. So that's whatever. They're kind of small. Very small. That's a decent one. So is that. That's okay. They're all small. Okay, I've got some strips here. And they're small as well. That one's okay. In fairness, the thin strips might be alright. Just to help contend with the edges. So maybe I'll just tear a few. Into strips. Okay. Let's roll with that. All the rest of this. I know I've rolled my sleeves up after saying I wasn't going to. Very well. Oh, if I had access to kitchen roll. Already been going for an hour and a half. No way. Ridiculous. What is my perception of time? Whatever, I guess. Let's whack this in here. My hope being everything else is wet enough that I can just dip all the rest of this. It'll kind of figure itself out. Seems reasonably forgiving. Be a lot easier if I just had it wet to begin with, though. Let's lay that in there. And then smush it up here. Sorry if the annoying banging comes through the mic. I'm not working on a level surface, so. Put you down here. I feel like that makes sense. Let's go left hand. You can get this better than right hand can. Okay. And same difference. It's much easier to faff with it if the whole thing is saturated. Go up here, because why not? Having my sleeves rolled up has definitely made me more careful, believe it or not, considering I was already very careful. Just require the ability to not perish. That seems to be selectively available. I can see the big old air pockets under there. Inclined to say it ain't gonna matter. That's my inclination. Getting it in and around this location is gonna matter though. Realistically, it probably won't, because the jacket's gonna fit fine because it's a weird shape. I feel like I haven't put much up here. I don't like still being able to see the locators through this. That to me says more layers, more layers. And I'm inclined to do exactly that. feel like I've neglected in under here, as it seems to have been fairly unproblematic. I want to make sure it's got something down in there. Getting better. Ugh, right dying. Could be anything to do with the lack of water. His respirator. Because usually I have my bottle out here and I kind of sip at it periodically. Otherwise I'll forget to drink full stop. But with a respirator on, it's not so much the case. To be honest. I want to put this up here, around this locator. I still don't like that I can see it. Okay, that's pretty effectively smushed. Still need more in under here. Ugh, I need to mix more resin though. How annoying. Let me drag up whatever dregs I can get out of this. Actually quite a lot. If I want to fill this in up here, I can probably give it one of these. That feels better. Nothing else I feel better for doing it, so oh well. Nice. Making league progress. I think how many layers I actually need for this. I feel like the whole time I can see the silicon underneath, I'm not stoked. So maybe I'll do another 200. Another 200. See what it gives me. Because I might decide that actually it'll be completely fine. I mean, realistically, as this is currently, it's probably fine. Ugh, of course my glove split at some point. Great. Well, that is a good opportunity to dip out for a second, drink some water, wash my hands, and come back. So, yeah. Suppose that's the trouble with stuff that's, sticky. I think what I do here is exactly what I just said. So I'm going to take these off. That is still working. I'm going to take these off. Go wash my hands to play it safe. Pretty sure it's fine, but I am nothing if not safe. And then I will return to do more things and stuff. So bear with me. Okay. Now, in fairness, not looking too bad. So, I think I will only mix up what, 200. It's probably too much. I don't know. I don't know. Alright. I'm gonna go with the 200. That is my chosen. I'm wondering whether I double glove. Would I feel better if I double gloved? I think I might have done in the past. Okay, this balance is just lying to me right now. I know for a fact that is about right, and that you are full of shit. I mean, not even one was in that. Bullshit. Yeah. Really? Yeah, no. There's... Okay. It's just choosing not to recognize that, which is obnoxious. Whatever. I can measure with the syringe, so fine. Just fine. And I shall stand here and mix it for a little bit. Whack some of this in here. And then I guess, am I doing strips or am I doing the bigger bits? Let's do one of these. Why not? Why not? Okay. Let's be sensible with this. Start from here. work my way along, then in theory, I'm less likely to lose track of where I've been. Air bubbles, honestly, meh. I'm not bothered. They're not gonna matter. Realistically, this is probably already excessive. So, whatever. Let's use... Yeah, screw it, let's use another big bit. And absolutely decimate it. And I know I'm going from about here. I'll whack another bit in there. Which realistically should be fine. I can use this. Okay. And realistically, that goes in up here. And all things considered, that doesn't leave me in a bad position. Not really. Yeah, this will be more than sufficient, really. By the time I've used the rest of the resin, good grief. Definitely overkill for what it is. But I'd rather do these things properly, so, you know. Whatevs, really. Hmm. Let's go down here. Why not? Yeah, this is gonna be more than sufficient. Good groove. There's gonna be no issue with this, really. Yeah, overkill to absolute oblivion, realistically. But ho hum. I'd rather be absolutely sure than a little skeptical. Let's say, yeah. I gotta think about what else I need to do today. I'm gonna be at work for the next few days. So, you know, any admin I gotta sort out. I gotta do today. Let's go down here. Heat of the sun is starting to make the garage door pop. So really, I'm probably timing this fairly well. Because it won't take me long to be done with this, realistically. Then I can pretty much just leave it in here to bake all morning. Whilst I crack on with some other stuff. Which sounds like a plan, to be honest. Let's put it down here. At this point, I'm mostly just using up the rest of the resin, to be honest. There aren't any points that I'm worried about. Not really. Mostly just going to look at taking care of the edges. Because the main body is going to be completely fine. Good groove. thoroughly distracted by Deep Purple in my ears right now. It might even be the same song that distracted me earlier. Because this playlist is definitely looped. Okay. And that glove has just split. I think this is why I'd discussed double gloving with myself. And then promptly forgot. So, you know, checks out really. Okay, it's a tiny split. It's only just happened, so what I'm going to do is take both of these off on a new pair and then double glove them. So, put on one. Is this still working? Yeah, okay. Then I'm going to put on an additional set. Okay. Alright. Take note, future me. Double glove. Sure you'll forget, but just in case. Sure, let's do this bit. It's not enough resin. So, let me just cram these scraps in along this edge. Then pour in the rest of this. Then after this will be as much as I need to faff with, really. Realistically, I've already faffed to excess. It was not a requirement. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know, take it for what it is, I suppose. Right. So, I was working on this bit. So I've finished saturating this bit, or attempting to. Yeah, this is so excessive. Good God. Ah, now I know. Now I know it would have been totally fine. That's fine. Let's whack another bit on here. Because I can, and there's no reason not to, particularly. Particularly because air bubbles are not a thing that matters, to be honest. Not here. Garage door keeps popping menacingly at me. I know you're getting hot. Trust me, I'm gonna be so out of here by the time that becomes a problem. Um, one of these. Pick you up here. And I'd say that's been a reasonably productive morning. Somehow yesterday technically was more productive in terms of what I got done. Despite getting around to everything really late in the day for me. Which I was not a fan of. Having to catch myself before I start singing things again. I didn't realize how much I go to sing stuff when I'm listening to it. It's only now that I'm actively trying not to. Yeah, this is obscenely excessive. Good God, I really didn't need that last 200. Really, really didn't. That's fine, I now have a brick. Go on, lefty, you take it from here. You got better reach than righty. that's just all resin. Good grief. Cool. What can I mop up from here? So I don't know that I'm going to be able to saturate another piece particularly. I should have plenty of little fibers that I can fill the edges with. Yeah, I think curing conditions out here for this are going to be super optimal, which is absolutely huge. So that's epic. I'm going to go and hide indoors and find other things I can be getting on with. This is all looking pretty decent. To be fair, not looking too shabby. Not really. I'm mostly just using up scraps, to be honest. If I'd done all of this as one piece, it would take me considerably less time. But I wanted to be able to move properly and everything. So I keep coming back to the fact that, like, this whole process is long. What's my time frame like? October, my guy. Relax. Relax. We're at the beginning of April. Still. I got Ghost to think about first. Jeez, I keep forgetting. I suppose because it's not, it was one of those, like, little side projects, so it's like, if I end up forgetting it exists, and then end up doing face paint on the day instead, does that matter? No, it doesn't. Literally inconsequential. This, however, is hella consequential. So, priorities, basically. Let's whack you in here to fix this bit that's annoying me. I'm wondering whether I can just kind of squeeze off the rest of the resin onto here. So that it stops becoming an air pocket. Or do I just take the L and walk away? Wondering if I can do that. I'm double gloved, so I'm not, you know, super pressed over it. Certainly not going to leave this on my hands for long. Just to try and neaten this up a bit. It's annoying me. There, that's better. Right. Take these outer ones off. Seems okay. So I'm going to stick another one on real quick. Just to try and do the same thing again. It is getting slowly better. He says as he proceeds to balls it up. Doesn't matter. Why do I care so much? None of this is of consequence. Why am I making it matter? Ah, take resin. Do I just concede here and walk away? I feel like I should. I feel like that would have been the smart thing to do. At this point, I'm just being fussy. Because ain't no way any of this matters. Now I'm starting to pull it away again, so I need to not do that. Sit down, dang it. Right. Give it up, me. Give up before you start making it worse again. It's already worse. Walk away. Walk away. Doesn't matter. None of it matters. Alright. Gloves off, please and thank you. This is still annoying me. I wonder if I've got enough resin left in one of these cups. Can't imagine I do. I don't know what I thought was going to happen there. I can pick up some of the resin on one of the cups that I got rid of. Just refuse to touch anything. Also, don't want to waste any more gloves, so, you know. Something about beggars and choosers. Just wanted enough to fix that little bit. That's all. Just that little bit that was annoying me. I know myself, and I know that if I'd left it, I'd been fuming. So, it's of no consequence. But even so, okay. What is the time? How long have I been going for? 2.5 hours, okay. That's fine. That combined with the other couple hours is a pretty decent go of things. I just can't really do an awful lot more, to be honest. Not at the minute. Kind of all I can do for now. And I'll leave it out here in the garage, in the warm. But that's already hard, so yeah, I don't think this is going to be an issue, to be honest. Something tells me this is probably going to cure real quick. So, whack those in there. Along with this glove. Okay. So, let me just stick on some more gloves just while I tidy all of this up, really. And that's going to be it for now. Let me see if I can move this out the way. Just while I clean everything up, really. When I say everything, I mean most of everything. I can just comb off as much of the crud as possible. I can do the rest at a later point. Let's whack that in the chemical waste. Periodically checking whether my gloves have split. That's another habit I'll get back into, I'm sure. And more crud. More chem waste. Because you got to be careful with how you dispose of this stuff. So I'm keeping it all separate. Always be responsible with these things. Wear your PPE. Dispose of chemicals responsibly. Because if you're sensible with it, you can be doing it for a lot longer. To put it bluntly. That's good enough. I'm getting rid of the brush as well, because there's no point in keeping it. Got it from Poundland, who cares? Got a pack of them from Poundland, with the express intent of them going in the bin. So it's fine. Now, I'll probably whack all the recycling in a box, rather than having it in a bag. Let's whack that in there. I know that paper. And then, let's say, whack the bag on here. Like another bin bag. Okay. Yeah, and then it's just going to be kind of trying to contend with the mess I've made, really. Beyond that, just, leaving stuff out here to do its thing, really. I'm trying to tidy up all the brands of glass mat. Trying to wipe it off my laptop without accidentally biffing the stream. In fairness, as I say, not going to be an awful lot more to it from here. Not for now. And I'm ideally going to want to try and aerate the garage a bit. Because, resin. Pilots. Don't know why that clamp is out here, actually. Hmm. What's going to be the best strat for tidying up all these strings? That is the question. I can kind of gather a bunch, really, but I suppose is there a dustpan out here? I don't see why there wouldn't be, but I also don't know where it would be. Got a million brushes. Again, dustpan brushes without a dustpan. A whole bunch of them. Uh, have some kind of board or something. I don't want to use that because they're going to get stuck, and then what's the point in that? That then becomes a future me problem, and as much as I say it a lot, I can avoid that. Kind of preferable. Um, I'm genuinely stunned at the lack of a dustpan. I want to get out more. Try and clear up some of the mess over here. Not too bad. Kept it fairly clean over there. Ah, I found it. Haha. Right. I've located a dustpan. Hell yeah. Right. I know you got. It's not forthcoming. Maybe I should use a brush with the finer bristles. Maybe that'll be the strat. Let's try that. Was the one I was using earlier today as like a sacrificial brush? Where did I put that in the end? I can't remember for the life of me. I don't really want to get any of my nice brushes covered in crud. To what extent does it matter, though? Huh, this'll do. Just attempt to clear up at least vaguely. Accepting that I'll probably have to get the vacuum cleaner on this eventually. That's fine. I just want to try and clear as much crud as I can. So much of it on the floor as well. Good grief. Oh well. Focus? Maybe. No, I moved the cable for it. Aha! I knew it. Oh, so it can literally fall over and stay connected. But if I do anything else with my laptop, no. No, a slight breeze rolls in and it disconnects, but it can fall flat on its face and be fine. I'll never understand. Oh well. Alright. Move some of this out of the way. I've got a bunch of samples I need to test as well. Yo, yes, excellent. Okay. That's something fun for future me. I'm not going to do it yet, though. Not yet. Constantly need cable ties, so I'm going to keep that. I apologise for the camera facing the wall. You've not been put in the naughty corner. I just don't have anywhere else I can put it at the minute. So much strand mat everywhere. Good God. Like, I knew it was going to get everywhere, but it really does just get everywhere. I think I managed to do all of this just in good time. It's starting to get really quite warm in here. So I'm hoping this is all worked out realistically. Right. You lot can go back over here. I'm not phased about having a little bit kicking about, but the amount of crud that I currently have on this desk is not cool. So I'll get rid of what I can. Deal with the rest later, because I'm not that phased. And then I guess for now, kind of it. Yeah, afraid there's not an awful lot more than that for the time being. So, you know, thanks for stopping by. And I'll have to come back to this once everything's, you know, cured and all the rest of it. So yeah, I guess that's it for now, really. So I may as well call it there once I've finished picking the glass from my laptop. So I'm super responsible with technology. Right. I'll tidy up the floor in a second. There's no point keeping you guys hanging around for that. So that's it for now. Thanks for coming. And I'll catch you guys when I've, you know, got more to show. So yeah, in a bit.